all, it's Kelly from LOCH BRIAR Knits coming to you from Nova Scotia, Canada on a trying to be sunny Saturday afternoon. It is October, nope, it is, I almost said November, it's September 29th, I believe, and this is episode 41 of the LOCH BRIAR Knits podcast, which is a knitting podcast. And yeah, that's what it is. I think I actually got through that whole intro, almost. Screwing up until right now. First off, can we just talk about this mug? Look at this mug. Like, this is the new David's Tea mug, and everything you see that's not gray or black was black until I poured the hot liquid into it. And then it all turns orange, and the leaves turn orange, and the fire glows. It is so cool. This may be my favorite mug now. So I went to David's Tea the other day, and my husband was with me, and he always says I have too many mugs. Like, that's a thing? Is that a thing? So I saw this one and I said, oh, I really like that, I'm going to get it. Except they also had a latte mug, and I'm a huge latte drinker. That's my beverage of choice. So it was beautiful. It was like gray, and it had all these kind of spindly trees going up it, and it was just lovely. And I couldn't decide between the two. So I said, is your head going to explode if I get two mugs? And he said no. But he meant yes. But I bought them anyway. So I'll show you the latte one on another podcast. I'm also really thirsty because I came down. I don't know if my voice sounds funky. It sounds funky to me. I don't know if it sounds funky to you, but I came down with a wicked head cold. Just as soon as the allergies seemed to kind of be easing off, I got a head cold. So yay! And I'm pretty sure part of the reason everybody seems to be coming down with a head cold is because we had fall weather for about a week and a half, and then all of a sudden it got like muggy and hot again, which I think might have been the stuff from the hurricanes and that pushing up our way. And it was just like, I don't know. It's like my body didn't know what to do, so it got sick. Stupid body. So anyway, here we are. And I'm going to admit right now, I went on a sweater quantity yarn buying binge. But we'll get to that later. So let's dive into what I've been working on. Actually, sorry, where to find me, because I keep forgetting to do that. I'm most active on Instagram and my Etsy shop. So Instagram is @KellyLBoyce, and the Etsy shop is LOCH BRIAR Knits. And I'll just pop those down there. I also have a Facebook page and a Ravelry group, LOCH BRIAR Knits, for the podcast. And then my username on Ravelry is LOCH BRIAR. So I'll put all that down in the description box. I have been horrible at doing show notes the last few episodes, but also the last few episodes have kind of been the same items, just, you know, showing where I was at with them. So what I'm going to try to do this time, I think, and I might do this going forward, is any patterns that I mention, I'm going to put them on the screen, but I'm also going to try to remember to put the links down in the drop-down bar so that if you're looking for them, you can find them. And although they're also pretty much all my patterns I get off Ravelry too. So yeah. Anyway, I can feel my voice going already. That's not a good sign. I've already had like a throat. I've had a throat lozenge. Let's get into this, shall we, before my throat craps out completely. So I have a finished object. I finished my nephew's Christmas socks. So these are them. He's got big feet. I mean, seriously, he's turning 13 in December. And look at those. Anyways, these were knit out of my Summer Berry Splash colorway. There's still some of this left in the shop. And I noticed as I was knitting it up, that it kind of did have like a Christmas feel to it, because there's the berry colors, but there's the green as well. And he had actually picked this yarn out himself. And so that's what he wanted his Christmas socks made out of this year. So, so yeah, even though they were kind of a summer colorway, they sort of have a Christmas feel to it. So that's kind of really cool. Double duty, double seasonal duty. So these are just my regular I have partridge heel vanilla sock. I don't really have time because I have to get, I forget how many pairs of socks I have to get knit. I think 9, and I've got, this is my 3rd pair completed, and I have 9 I have to get done before November 7th. I can literally see me driving to the hospital for my surgery, knitting like mad, trying to finish these up. But these are just my plain vanilla socks, so I don't really have time to do any of my Christmas socks in a patterned sock. I'm going to save that for the new year, just because I have to get these done. I'm going to do the kids' socks first, so there's 6 of them, and I've got 2 done. I have my niece, my brother's daughter, and then my sister's oldest son. So those 2 are done. And that's my only finished object. But I do have, as of yesterday, ta-da! This is my other niece's first sock. Now, I don't know if this is going to show up. Maybe, let's see if you can see. There, you can kind of see the sparkle in there. So this is another one of my colorways. It was my Kill All the Pretty Things, which was it was a Halloween colorway, very Halloweeny. So this is on my Stellina Glitter Party base, and again, just like your straight up vanilla sock, I have partridge heel. So I finished this one last night, and I've already started the second one. We've got my online knitting group is meeting up for somebody's birthday at the Loop over in Halifax, and I'm going to try to go. I'm going to see how I feel kind of by the time midday rolls around. I just don't want to infect the masses, although I think I'm on the downside of it now. Like, I'm feeling much better. So anyway, this is it. I love this colorway. This was actually, I'm not a pink person, but I love this colorway. So that's one done, and I'm hoping to finish the second one. I'd love to finish it by midweek. I have to put a push on. So that, sock-wise, it's like a card game. That's what we got. A hoe and a foe. Hoe and a foe. But I have, you know what, I can't remember my Tegna. I really want to get that done before the 7th as well, and just get it done and off the needles, but I can't remember if I don't know if I nat any on it. I think I did a little bit, because I think I was about to start to shape for the shoulders in the front. I've got the back already done. And so I started, and I got here. So I'm right at the part where I have to start doing the wrap and turns. And I'm on vacation next week, so I'm really, really hoping I can maybe just take an afternoon and get to the point where all I have left to do are the sleeves. And I'm going to do the sleeves down to about here, as opposed, I think in the pattern they probably go to about here. And I actually have enough yarn. I could take them to the 3/4 sleeve length. I don't know if I'll do that. I think I'm gonna go to here, and then I'm gonna see. Please don't tell me that's a drop stitch. Why do I always find these things when I'm podcasting and not when I'm knitting? Actually, I don't think it is. No, it isn't. It's just a... So this is, I'm knitting this out of my Illimani. So I still have like a full skein here, and I've got this much left. So if I wanted to do the longer sleeves, I definitely could. So this is their... Just throw things around, Kelly. Their Sabri line, which is their organic cotton and baby alpaca. And the colorway. Oh, I love this colorway. It's so gorgeous. And the yarn is beautiful to knit with. So, yeah, I think I might... My husband didn't get... He got the week off. Except for I think it's Tuesday he has to go into work because they're doing some meetings and stuff. But, so that's going to give me a day to kind of have all to myself. It's our anniversary on Monday. And so we usually take this week off. And normally we travel, but we didn't this year, which I'm kind of regretting. But once I hurt my shoulder, the plan, trying to plan a trip anywhere was like, eh. So anyway, that's that. There's not really too much else to say because I haven't really done a whole lot on this. Other than I really want it off the needles. I just want this done. So if I get some time, if I don't end up going over to Halifax to meet up with my knitting group at the Loop, then I may actually spend some time on this. The other thing, where did it go? I have a new cast on. So I have no business. Oops. So remember that incredibly embarrassing large amount of yarn I said that I bought? It's falling over. So, okay. Oh, actually, here's something. I can't remember if I showed this the last time. The sock ruler. So this is fantastic. You stick it in. Well, I actually don't have a half knit sock here to show you. But you can stick it in and put this like at the base of the heel, so you can kind of measure the leg of the thing, the sock. And then you can also put it in this way, so you can measure the length of the foot, which for me is really good because when I'm doing my own socks, I just stick them on my foot, and when I get to a certain part of the toe, I'm like, I know I have to start shaping. But when I'm knitting for other people, I find it really hard to try to get the size right. So this has been really good, especially where my niece and nephew have like bigger feet than me. So, oops. And I just ordered that. I ordered it online on Etsy, and I'm totally blanking on the place I got it now. But you can go to www.sockruler.com, and they also have them, I noticed today, at the Spasterco shop. So they've got them there as well. And they have the ones that are just single like this, or there's also one that's like 3 of them. So I think one is for maybe small children, and then there's a smaller one, which might have been babies, maybe? Do babies need their feet measured? I don't know. Anyway, so I have a new cast on, which I had no business doing. La, da, 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 da. But you know, what are you gonna do? I was knitting a lot of socks and I wanted something different. So, Andrea Mowry's Birds of a Feather. I have not worked with mohair before. So let me show you. Sorry, excuse me. So here's where I got my mohair. It's Crooked Kitchen yarn, and she's on Etsy, and her yarns are beautiful. I love her yarns. And this is my, I'm going to screw up the name, Jenna Rose. I want to say Jenna Rose Makes on Etsy. Look at that, it's so cute. I love it. So I love this so much. I actually got my mom one for Christmas that's a little different. It's got acorns on it and stuff. And this is all in my chestnut fibers bag. Look at this. Oh my god, I love this bag so much. Like, just look at this. It's so awesome. And I'm knitting this with my Addy Turbo Lace size US 5 3.75 millimeters, which I think it calls for a 4, but yeah, 4 millimeter, but it's a shawl. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. And I'm using the Crooked Kitchen, and this is her Selkie colorway, so it's kind of grays and some black and really kind of nice multicolored. Let me see what we call that. It's not really tonal because it's maybe more variegated. And then this soft, incredible yarn, which is, I don't think I have my tag in here, but it's, oh wait, I got the mate to it down here. I have 2 of these. And it is Juniper Farms Harriet Fine. So this is so incredibly soft. So these 2 together, and this is what it looks like. I don't have a whole lot done yet. And I'll tell you my story about the mohair. Oops. Where's the front side? I have a lot of ends to weave in. I might have to do that as I go. So this is how it looks. This is gonna be fun to hold out. There's not a whole lot to hang on to. So this is what it looks like so far. And I thought, like, honestly, so, like I said, I've never knit with mohair before. Seriously, people, like, I don't know if you can, like, look how fine that is. Honestly, it felt like I was knitting with sewing thread. It was just crazy thin. It looks like not as thin because it looks fuzzy, but when you're working with it, it was like knitting with thread, which for those of you who have knit with mohair, which I think right now everybody and their dog is knitting with mohair, like, I don't know, I thought I'm really not going to enjoy this, but I will say I was a little pleasantly surprised that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I didn't go fast by any stretch of the imagination. And I love how it looks, and I love how it feels with this one, because they're both like super soft. I don't know if that's gonna, no, I don't think that's gonna irritate me either. But it was a little awkward to work with because it was just so thin. And the other thing in the pattern, she said that can keep this on, and then eventually it's going to become obvious where the spine is, but I don't think I'm at that point now. When I look at it, I can tell obviously where the spine is, but when I'm knitting, I don't think I'm going to be clued in enough to notice, because I don't want to give anything pattern away, but when you get to here, you stop, you slip this one, and then you knit the next two together, but one's on this side and one is on this side. So you have to like take this off and then knit the two together and then put it back on, which, not gonna lie, is a pain in the ass. So I'm hoping I can get to the point where I can recognize where it is soon, although I don't know if I'm gonna get there, because I'd really have to be paying attention, and you know, I don't know. I can see me making a lot of mistakes, and I'm telling you right now, if I make a mistake in this mohair, I'm not thinking back. I'm just gonna say design element, and we'll just call it an impromptu design element, and just take it from there. So I've got 2 sections done right now, and then so I'm going back to knitting with this now. So I might try to get a little work on that today if I can. I'm saying I'm going to do all these things today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So this is just one. I don't need to finish this any particular time, because the socks I'm going to have to give priority to, and I would really like to give the Tegna priority as well, just because I got to get that done. I got to get that done and off the needles, and here's why. Knit Picks was having a sale, and so I've never ordered from Knit Picks before, but Kristen of Illimani had mentioned that she had ordered, I think it might have been for the new Andrea Mowry sweater, which I'm totally blanking on. That's the one she's doing for Rhinebeck. The throwback sweater, I think. I think she had ordered her yarn from there, because she had mentioned they were having a sale, and she said it's good quality, inexpensive yarn. So I thought I'm going to go on and try and see, because I had already spent money on some more of the Illimani, because look at this color. How could I not? I love brown. So, we've moved right into acquisitions, haven't we? So, I got 3 skeins of this, which is all I need for a sweater, because they have really good yardage on this. So that was a little expensive. It was like, yeah. But I have fiber up my nose. Anyway. But there's a lot, like I have got serious cast-on-itis for sweaters. There's so many sweaters I want to do, and I don't know if this is some sort of mental response to the idea that I'm not going to be able to knit for about 4 to 6 weeks after my surgery, or just a serious case of cast-on-itis for no reason whatsoever. But everybody's coming out with these fantastic sweater patterns. I already have like a metric shit ton of patterns in my queue and in my library on Ravelry, and I thought I gotta get some of these knit, because I didn't really want to buy any sweaters this year, but I had to get rid of kind of a lot of ones that I had in my closet, because a lot of the ones that you buy at different places, they've got like acrylic and stuff like that. They pill and they lose their shape or whatever. So it's kind of at that point where I had to get rid of a lot of the sweaters, because they were getting a little worn looking. Oh, that tea's good. I'm drinking my lemon thriller again. It's like perfect when you have a cold. So I really wanted to knit most of my sweaters this year, which clearly, given that I'm going to be out of commission for the month of November and most of December, which would be prime sweater knitting time, that's not going to happen to the quantity that I wanted to. But my goal is that if I can get, I want to get at least 2 sweaters done by, I'm going to say end of February. Which is ridiculous. And I realize that, but that's the goal I'm going to set. I'm going to say end of February. So, okay, that's dumb. So anyway, and if anybody has seen my previous episodes, you know I have a stupid quantity of sweater quantity yarn already. But for some reason, it started with the Weekender. The yarn I had for the Weekender, which, hang on, I think I can reach without toppling anything over. Okay, so, is this my Weekender one? Yeah. So I had this, which is Quince & Co.'s Fjord base, or no, it's their Lark base. It's the Fjord colorway. And I love this color. But for some reason, I couldn't see it as the Weekender. Every time I was imagining the Weekender, I was kind of imagining a more maybe heathered or muted color. So I went on to KnitPicks and I bought yarn. So I'm going to try to do this without making a whole bunch of crinkling noises, which may be a total fail, but I'll show you what I got. Ouch, 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 ouch. So this is the Wool of the Andes Superwash in the Mineral Heather base. There we go. So you can kind of see like the variation of the colors in here. And this is the worsted weight. So I got a sweater's quantity of this. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's gonna make a great Weekender. But I also saw, so yeah, I got a sweater's quantity. The other one I saw that I really also wanted to knit the Weekender out of is actually one of my favorite colors to wear. This is Persimmon. And again, that's like the Wool of the Andes Superwash. So this is the Persimmon Heather. So it's showing up a little brighter on here, but it's got a nice kind of rusty orange color. Yeah, like I love this color. This color is just awesome. So I may make it out of that. Maybe I'll make 2 of them, I don't know. So I also bought a sweater's quantity. And you know what? This was like, I think it came to maybe $39 US. So that was, and I got them both at the same time. So I got free shipping to Canada, which was awesome. Hang on. So that was great. Then so yeah. Then I also got a second, and then I did a second order because they were still having a sale. And I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to try the Stroll Tweed, which is their fingering weight. And this is the Dill Heather, which again, one of my favorite colors. It's kind of like I call it a bit of an olive green. But actually, dill is that's a perfect description. It's beautiful. This yarn is so soft, like crazy soft. So, and I don't know what I'm making out of it. I don't even have a pattern picked out for that one yet. And then there was Garnet Heather, which was more Wool of the Andes Superwash, because, oh my god, people, look at that. So, somebody, I may need a 12-step program for this. So, yeah, there was a sweater's quantity of that. And again, like, the cost of buying a sweater's quantity of yarn with the Knit Picks yarn compared to doing it from, like, the Illimani or whatever is way more cost effective. And that's not to say that I would ever stop buying hand-dyed yarns or the other kind of more higher end commercial yarns like Illimani or those ones. But it's nice to have that alternative if you want to knit a lot of sweaters. Because if you want to knit a lot of sweaters, I think you almost have to really balance the cost of it and maybe treat yourself to the higher end ones, but also have the balance of the less expensive but still good quality yarn, if that makes sense. So anyway, that's what I did. And then I cut myself off. But I say that. I did buy something else. So, and again, I think this is in response to the idea that I'm not going to have both hands available. And my mind is just completely rejecting the idea. Okay. So, back when I was in grade, blue sky. Blue sky, people. We're going to have sunshine. We've had like 3 days of rain and it's just been crap. So we're going to have sunshine now. Anyway, tangent. Yeah, what was I saying? Okay, so when I was in junior high, the girls took home ec and the boys took industrial arts because it was 1980? 81? Anyway, somewhere around there. And apparently the progressive thinking hadn't reached New Glasgow High yet, so girls took cooking and sewing, and the boys got to make stuff out of wood and metal. And we did launch a protest. I think we walked out one day, and then they said they were going to expel us if we did, and our parents made us go back. So I am happy to report that the school eventually did allow both boys and girls to take whatever one they wanted, or I think they made them take them both, I forget which, but it was well after my time. Anyway, point being, I was a horrible cook. I was an even worse sewer. But the one thing I was really, really good at was embroidery. I loved it. Like, it's all I wanted to do. If they had said all you're going to do in home ec for the entire year is embroidery, I would have passed with flying colors. I did not pass with flying colors. So, anyway, I have not embroidered since junior high because, I don't know, you're a teenager, you get on to other things, blah, blah, blah. But for the last little while, I was watching Felicity, I almost said Felicity Hoffman, Felicity from Mandarins, her podcast. I've been watching the back episodes of that, and she was doing some embroidery, and I'm looking at it going, God, I really want to get into embroidery again. And a year ago I bought a book, which is down there somewhere, which I won't dig out, but I'll try to remember next time maybe. And it's got all the stitches and everything like that. So I was online, and I was kind of looking at the different podcasts that sort of do that and show you how to do it, because I don't even remember most of it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go. I'm going to do it, and I don't have an arm to use. So I went out and I bought like some cotton canvas just to work on. And I bought like a hoop. I went to Michael's because they were having a sale. I bought like the floss bobbins and the sharps. And then I just got like the 36 package of the colors. So now this is probably going to be a project for the new year. I'm trying to put this down without making a lot of noise. So, but I really, really want to get back into it, and yeah, so that's part of what's in the queue. The other thing in the queue, I think, is going to be, it's going to be the Weekender. I'm going to cast the Weekender on, and I think I'm going to do it with the orange. But I'm not going to cast it on until I finish the Tegna. So I'm going to have to finish the Tegna when I'm on vacation. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. So, sorry, it's falling. And I think that's really about it. I think this is probably going to be a smaller episode because there's really not a lot to tell you about socks. And that and the Bird of the Feather have really been the only things I've been working on. I need to quit my day job to have more knitting time. Of course, then I couldn't afford the yarn, so. Anyway, so the other the other project I'm thinking that I would really like to start is maybe the, like the Hohi Locatelli, the easy one. I might do that, as well. Maybe. There's so many Isabel Kramer sweaters that I want to knit. I don't know. Oh my god, there's so many sweaters. There's so many sweaters. So, anyway, shop news. Let's jump into shop news. It's just going to be a real quickie. I did get a little more dyeing done. First off, before I forget, just to let everybody know that if you buy, spend $90 Canadian in my shop, you get free shipping for the holidays. I'm going to run that until the new year, and then I may actually keep that in place because I think that's a fair exchange. But at least between now and the new year, there's free shipping in the shop, and $90 Canadian would basically be 3 skeins of yarn. So the other ones that are coming up, now these I just skeined up really quick because they're dry now, but they still have the little things on it. This one is Hard Candy Christmas. And these are over a variety of bases. I have these in my Gush base, which is this one, which is cashmere. Oh my god, it's just cashmere. Is merino, cashmere, and nylon. And then, so there's in all the bases. So this is Hard Candy Christmas. And it's got like this great minty and red, and then there's kind of little other pops of color in it. My favorite Christmas song is from the Kenny and Dolly's Christmas, Hard Candy Christmas, so, you know, that's what it reminded me of. And the other one I dyed was the last one in my autumn series. This is Embers of November. In this one is the classic sock base 7525. So if you look at, let me see if I can get this up here. You see them kind of in a row. Let's see if I can do this. These would make a great fade. So this is the September morn, kind of when the trees are just starting to show their colors, And then this is Falling Leaves for October, when the colors start to really get brilliant. And then Embers of November is sort of the last gasp of fall, when things are kind of falling to the ground and losing their color a little bit, but there's still that hint of fall. So this one was kind of dyed on a bit of a grayer base. So these are in the shop as well, the September and the October. There's still some of those left. And this is the Embers of November. And the other color I did, I don't have a name for this one yet. Oh yes, no, did I? Oh yeah, I called it Rebel Ballerina. That's what it was. So this is Rebel Ballerina. And two of these ones, this is like a variegated pink, and then it's got like speckles in it. And these are all dyed on just my Rustic 80/20 base. And two of these are going to be sock sets with cranberry. Bitter cranberry is actually what this one is called. So I'll have a couple of sock sets. So those are going to go up in the shop, not this weekend, but next weekend. And I will probably have some more colors as well, just because I've got the week off. So I'm hoping to get some dyeing done this week. And that's it for Shoppa News. The September and the so the September and the fall are already in the shop, and then the November will be coming next week. And yeah, that's it for shop news. Oh, and I bought the new issue of Line magazine. Line? I don't know how you say it. Anyway, so yeah. I'm cut off from any large purchases. Let's just say that. No more large purchases. Everything else from here on in is just going to have to be Christmas gifts, which I have got about half of the Christmas presents that I'm buying done. I think the only persons, it's just basically my dad, my husband, and my brother who get anything purchased. Oh, and I got some for my mom because I have her stocking. But my mom is like me. She loves like handmade stuff. And she said she wants yarn, so I'm probably going to raid my my shop and pull a couple of skeins for her for that. And I also picked up a couple of balls of yarn at my local yarn shop and a couple skeins for her as well. And I think that's about it. So I'm almost done my Christmas shopping, because once I get surgery done, I don't want to be going into crowded stores and risk kind of getting jostled and then falling on the floor and flailing around in pain, whatever. So, oh my god, I can really tell I'm running out of steam, like, I'm starting to find it hard to concentrate. I don't know if I'll be going out this afternoon. So, life stuff, there's not too much going on. I've got next week on vacation, because it's our anniversary week on the 1st, it's our 7th anniversary. We don't really have any plans. I think we're going out to dinner on the 1st, and then my husband has to work on the 2nd, and then we have the rest of the week off. I have the whole week off, but he has to work on Tuesday. So we don't really have, I think we're going to do some day trips. We might go down to like Lunenburg, or I don't know, maybe Mahone Bay. We've probably been to Mahone Bay once or twice already, so I don't know if we'll go down again. Know what else we have planned? We're just gonna take each day, see what's going on. Looks like we're gonna have good weather, so that's good. And yeah, I'm hoping to get lots of knitting done. I'm hoping to get to the gym. Here's the thing. I can't remember if I mentioned this before. I probably did at some point in one of the episodes. So I spent 3 years working with a personal trainer. I was like in the best shape of my life. I was just like really happy, you know, you're comfortable in your own skin, you're feeling great, you're eating great, you're working out regularly. And then the personal training is expensive and I needed money for yarn. So I thought, okay, like I've learned as much as I think I can learn at this point. I know I can do it myself. I've been lifting weights since I was, I think, 18. I'm not unfamiliar with the process. I know how to build a program for myself that works, blah, blah, blah. So I finished up last November and with my training, and then for probably about 3 months I was doing fine, but then I got really bored with lifting weights. And I think it's just the difference of when you're doing it with a trainer, it's like kind of like you're working out with a buddy. I mean, they're not doing anything but telling you what to do, but you get somebody there, you're talking, you're enjoying it, they're pushing you. So I just got kind of bored and I wanted to try something different. So I went back to yoga, which had kind of fallen by the wayside because I was weight training so much that I didn't have the time for the yoga. So I thought, I'm going to do it. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to do part yoga and then part weightlifting. So, but then I kind of slacked off a bit and I was maybe just doing 2 days of yoga, and then I wasn't eating as healthy as I should. There was a few too many Mrs. P's oatcakes working their way into my diet. A few too many glasses of wine. And then summer hit and it was ice cream bars. Like, you know, and I get really lazy in the summer on a good year. So, and then of course July 1st I injured my shoulder. So by the time, I would say probably about the 1st of June, I was like, okay, I can feel some poundage coming back on and things are starting to get a little tight because you know what, when you're 50 or over, that happens like that. FYI for any of you who haven't hit that 5-0, don't slack off. Don't slack off. I'm telling you, this is like a cautionary tale. It happens like that. So I was like, okay, I gotta get back at it. So in June, I started getting back into my routine. July 1st, I injured my shoulder and everything came to a screeching halt. Everything except for the comfort food of the Mrs. P's oatcakes and the wine and, you know, the ice cream bars and sugar is death. Seriously. So anyway, I finally got the okay that I could start working out again, doing like lower body, but I couldn't lift anything heavy because of my shoulder. I could do really light weights, which when your body is used to heavy weights, the really light weights aren't quite cutting it. So anyways, I hadn't cleaned up my diet. So I thought, okay, self, okay, KB, we're going to have to go at this because I really want to be in as good a shape as possible when I have the surgery so that when I go through the rehab, I'm starting here and rehabbing as opposed to starting here and rehabbing, because the better shape I'm in, the more effective the rehab is going to be and probably the quicker I will rehab. And also when I'm done rehabbing, I will be here as opposed to here and have less work to do trying to get myself back in shape. So, all that being said, my project for the next, I think I have 5.5 weeks before the surgery now, 5.5 weeks, is to really go basically as hardcore as I can, clean up my diet, lift the weights as much as I can given my injury, and get some cardio in and just get myself as healthy as possible before the surgery. So that's what I'm going to be working on starting today. So I have to go to the gym. I have to go to the gym or I have to walk my 5K loop, and I may walk my 5K loop if
depending on how my cold's going. So, yeah, that's it. That's my life. Working out, waiting for surgery, and trying to get my knitting done. So, that's it. So, that is about it. It's probably going to be a shorter episode. I'm hoping by the next episode I will have much more finished objects and things on the go to show you. And I might try to get some embroidery done. I'm not sure. I said I was going to wait until January, didn't I? Kelly, there's only so many hours in the day. Seriously. I'm going to leave that till January. I am. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. For all you returning viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and watching every couple of weeks. And to the new viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for showing up and joining us for the hour, whatever it turned out to be this time. I hope you return, and just remember to hit the, I think it's on this side, the subscribe button if you want to be notified of when the new episodes come out. And if you enjoyed the episode, if you could give it a thumbs up, really appreciate it. It helps us get the word out about the podcast, and that's awesome. So thank you guys so much, and until episode 42, happy knitting. See you later.